Hello, this is Friendly Cat, and we have a Yugoslavia adventure today. We will be doing the achievement Huge-oslavia. We will be doing this on ahistorical, but don't worry, for the most part, it doesn't affect our run, doesn't affect the strategy we'll be using, and I really enjoy playing on ahistorical, so I hope you're going to bear with me. I've been having a real tough time in my last few games with Yugoslavia, so I figured, you know what, if I can't beat him, might as well join him and have a fun little achievement run while we're at it. We're going to go ahead and delete our army in preparation for a civil war, which is often what we do when we go into civil war, so that nobody gets any troops. We will be holding focuses. That means we will not be taking any focuses, so we can accumulate political power, so we can get that civil war going just a little bit faster. Oh, Germany is embroiled in its own civil war. Very nice. This means Germany will not be going fascist. If they had gone fascist on historical, we would need to join the Axis later. With our first political advisor, we're going to take the fascist demagogue. And we're also not taking that first focus so that we can keep a stability buff after the Civil War starts. We are now going to prepare to ignite the Civil War, and we want to time the start of the first focus to make sure that focus ends after the Civil War. That way we get to keep that stability national focus. At least I think that we lose it if we take it before the Civil War starts. And we'll take that 10% stability for the rest of the game. Here we are. We got that 50 political power. Let's ignite the Civil War. And then let's pull up a couple cavalry divisions, horse divisions. And let's start justifying on Greece right away. They're going to be our first target. We need to control the lands, the cores of our neighbors, and that includes Greece. We do not need to actually own their land, and we will be continuing down the left side. And by not own, I mean we don't need to annex them, and we can actually complete this while at war. We're going to manually drop in those divisions along victory points so that during Civil War, as soon as they come out, we can quickly capture those victory points and have this as a bloodless Civil War as possible. And there we go, just moving right along. And the other side spawned some troops in, but they spawned them too late, and we can quickly take those points, and that's the end of that Civil War. Pretty peaceful. We're going to continue down that left side as we move right along. We do intend to at least get rid of some of those debuffs that we started with. Our first 100 political power goes to improve worker conditions, because we want to, of course, improve our base stability, which really isn't that great. Base war support's pretty good. Base war support's pretty good, but not stability. Oh, it looks like Hungary is going to be reforming the Austro-Hungarian Empire, maybe? All right. We haven't forgotten. We'll keep that in mind. We're going to again continue to just move our way right on down to get rid of those debuffs as we prepare for war with Greece. And now we're going to take crush the Ustaza. It's not going to be the last thing I mispronounce on this run. Now we want to take that mini game. It's 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, and then 2 on the bottom. We start with the arrest the leaders. We do not take the weekly stability or the army XP decisions. So it's a mini game, but not too hard. Again, 2 on the bottom, and then 2 on the top, and then 2 on the bottom. And we start with the arrest the leaders, and we will finish with arrest the leaders as well. So I will not be showing the rest of that game. As we now start looking at our divisions, we will take the military spirit, which lets us create cavalry divisions without spending army XP, so that we can later on add a military police to the front of a large cavalry unit. War with Greece. We really can't take them on front on. There's mountains. I think they might have more divisions than we do. I'm not sure. So we will naval invade around while simply holding our front. They don't have enough divisions to cover all their ports, so one of those ports, if not 2, or maybe even 3, will go unguarded. There we go. Yeah, we took a port, so we're going to move right through, and that pretty much kind of ends it. They now have to pull back off the front line, which allows us to focus on a few divisions, and there we go. We've now isolated Greece. We're just going to run right through them. Not too difficult, because they cannot defend their ports and their front. And that's just about the end of it. A few moderately tough fights, and we have now taken out Greece. All right, we're one step closer to our achievement of Huge-oslavia. Thanks, Greece. We will be heading down Marines, and ultimately we're going to be going for 25 with Marines with 3 artillery. That's 9 battalions Marines, 3 battalions line artillery, and then we'll add a medium tank on the front when we have it. We'll also fully kit them out with support companies. Next target is Italy. If you're on historical, you need to join the Axis before going to war with Italy so that Germany does not support Italy. Italy really can't do, actually they can do quite a bit against you, but they're separated out, so just focus in on certain divisions, get encirclements, and once you've broken through, the line is just too open. I prefer multi-whirl aircraft, bomb locks on the front, machine guns on the second, eventually the third slot, and then to the extent drop tanks, and then to the extent to having fuel, self-sealing fuel tanks. We want to justify on France just before Italy collapses so we can get a 30-day quick focus. For tanks, interwar tanks work just fine in the early wars, and they improve the effectiveness of those troops with tanks by about 4 times. Ugh, this was just ugly. In the winter, attacking across the mountains. I wish I knew a better strategy, but I couldn't really think of one. I don't think we have the naval superiority. Britain does join in. They're going to do their own naval invasions, but after a couple months, we'll finally break through, mainly because they just keep bashing against us. Not really any strategy of mine. They just keep bashing, and eventually they lose enough strength that we can push through. It's still tough going, but once you break through that first hole and we're actually kind of out of the snowy mountains in northern Italy, we can get a few encirclements and just push on through. And now we've opened up the lines, stay focused, isolate those French troops in their east, or at least on our western border, which allows us to then take a motorized, and here we are motorizing our way right into Paris. And I shouldn't say not just like that, it took about 6 months, but we have now taken out France. Our motorized divisions, 27 width, 9 battalions of motorized, 3 line motorized artillery, and they will also eventually get full support companies. After France, keep in mind we're still at war with the Allies. Oh, Germany says maybe we should side with the Allies, just so everyone knows where they stand. I'm not sure the Allies are quite willing to accept us into their faction at this time. So let's take out Belgium next. Well, we're kind of building up some troops and getting ready to naval invade England. Belgium goes down pretty quickly. The Netherlands as well. Those motorized troops, particularly getting them this early, is really nice. They're able to move right through, and then the Marines can cross rivers. I can't get naval supremacy. I took the Italian fleet, or that I could, but it wasn't enough. So it's all right. No naval supremacy. Let's go ahead and justify on Turkey, and we're going to head east. Eventually, we will sink enough British ships that we will get naval supremacy, and it's going to be a while. Oh, we got it. All we need is 1 hour. I'm going to leave those naval invasions on a permanent attack. So as soon as they get 1 hour of naval supremacy, and one port was open enough. Very impressive. It's tough. Those British troops, this is a contested landing. They want to kick us right out, but we get a few divisions in. And with that, we're in a much better spot. We're not in a great spot. We're in a much better spot to just kind of push out and try to keep the front from being encircled. Soon our Turkish troops return to base. Return to England. They take out London, and the Allies are now just about done. Motorized troops, once again, taking those last little victory points. And the Allies are gone. That effectively, I'm not saying ends the run, but means that you could stop right here and do whatever you wanted. You got the Allies, and historical run, you wouldn't need to take out the United States. I prefer to take out the United States just to make sure they don't cause any trouble. They can't cover their border. They can't cover their ports. And with the combined Italian and British and French fleets, we can naval invade along the south east of the United States and the southwest of the United States, and then just come in from the northeast as well. Again, the United States at this point does not have nearly divisions to cover all of their lines. We also picked up a collab, so we don't even need to take that many victory points. With the United States done, if you had any doubt about whether you could finish this run, you should realize, you definitely have the horsepower to now deal with the rest of your neighbors and take their land. Oh, Italian demands for independence. I didn't even know this event existed in the game, so I'm going to send all of their expeditionary forces through the Suez Canal down toward Ethiopia, during that 15-day timer, and then refuse their pleas. Let's see if it does go to war. They went right to war, but they don't have very many divisions. We've got 6 with cavalry just running through the peninsula. I needed to not say annex them, I needed to convert them from my puppet to my own control sooner or later. So this is actually kind of convenient because we need to control their cores as part of the Huge-oslavia achievement. Now, I know that eventually Japan will attack the Philippines and the East Indies, so let's just naval invade them while we can. We don't really need their land. We just want to take them out of the equation. In this run, they had already defeated China, and so we landed without too much trouble. I kind of expected more trouble, more challenges, but then again, we have our fleets out there attacking theirs and our subs as well. At this point, we have the United States fleet as well, so we're fully able to control the ocean. And after we capitulate Japan, we have actually one more country to take care of. It looks like the Estonia joined with Finland or combined Finland. I think that's part of the Estonian-Finnish focus tree. So they are now a major. We can land on them. They can actually, they held off Estonia extraordinarily well. I was not able to get a landing, but I took enough victory points. And with that, we've now got one more step closer. And now let's go on to Germany. If it seems like I took a slow and steady path, I often do. I'd rather build up as much as I can before dealing with Germany. They have more planes than we do. But now we can battle plan, kind of relax and enjoy the fruits of our labor. Then sure enough, the Austrian-Hungary Empire is there. So we'll try to move through Bulgaria and Romania, who joined that faction as well. We're going to go ahead and justify on Albania because we're nearly done with this run. And that's very satisfying. So let's just take over a few more countries and we'll be... Oh, Sweden and Poland are guaranteeing Albania. They really aren't too much trouble, but let's take a moment to kind of move our troops around, see if we can take out Germany and Austrian-Hungary Empire, because we need those lands. We're just going to take out Germany, mostly battle planning, a little bit of micro now because I'm kind of on the clock to try to take them out before my justification expires. Motorized divisions sprinting through Austria-Hungary. I brought them out of Bulgaria. Very nice, very nice. We're moments away. We then declare on Albania, and that's it. That's the run is done. November 1940. We control. Keep in mind, Albania is still at war with us, but we control all of the cores of our neighbors. So we have completed this run. Very fun run. I rate this maybe as moderate difficulty. We're still at war with Poland and Sweden, but I don't care. The run is done. We could defeat them anyway. I hope you enjoy this run. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope this helps you if you ever decide to run Huge-oslavia. It's a lot of fun, and because we're on Europe and we can attack so quickly, it's a relatively quick run, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.